Let's see. He's playing the theme music.
Yeah.
I can't hear it, so I'm just like, we're waiting.
Now we're on.
Now we're on. All right, you guys do your thing that you're going to do, and
So,
That was Jessie, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, Jessie from episode 4 is back on. Hi,
Back.
Jessie.
Hey.
good to see
Hi,
you
hi.
again.
Hello.
Oh, no. All right.
Uh,
Oh, here we go.
Handshake?
There we go.
And handshake?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. We're doing handshakes. So.
I think we can do handshakes now that Corona's...
Elbows, just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already done the handshakes, but like, yeah.
So this week's topic, Jess, do you want to do the intro?
Weed. That's right.
Yes.
And
So-
we just have to state
Yeah.
that we do not support drug use. And if you are suffering from drug use, and I'm not going anywhere with this, would you be able to explain?
Yeah,
Go.
so, there's heaps of avenues for you to get help. We're not trying to encourage...
Online, over the phone.
Yeah. Helpline.
We're not
so it's
supporting
good.
drug use at all. We're just explaining our experiences with weed only.
Yeah.
But if you do have...
We're not for it, and we're not against it, and we're not here to promote it. I think that needs to be very
Equanimous.
clear.
Yeah. So you can go on directline.org.au if you yourself or know someone that may need some help, or if you want some more information.
Oh,
Right. So let's jump right in after we've done that disclaimer. You
So
guys.
So, Wade, tell us a bit about your experience.
When did you
That's really
first
important.
try weed?
Okay, sorry guys. So first time I tried weed, I'd say properly.
Yeah.
Because there's been, sometimes when you're at school, like maybe more year 11, year 12, a little bit of joint here and there, but didn't really feel anything. So I was just like, this doesn't even do anything. But the first proper time, I would have been about 21, 22. Had just broken up with someone, sort of ish. Yeah. 6 months in, and I was a lost boy. And went to a mate's house, which a friend from high school, or sort of more of an acquaintance, just an associate from high school. And I really forget. I probably got them to stoner brain. I use the term stoner brain when you just forget shit. But yeah, went to his house with his other mate and my other mate, and we just got high for the first time, and it was just like needed something, I guess, new in life, because at the time I was just like, everything's just shit. So yeah.
So how would you explain the feeling and the sensation the first time?
Very first time, I freaked the fuck out. I was just
Really?
like,
Were you trippy?
so pretty much I thought I was like, at least in the early, I forget when exactly. It might have not been the first, so I first had a bomb, a cone, a bug, and I remember just going outside and just feeling like I had this, I was the bubble inside of my throat. And I've never had this.
I had a similar experience, but when I was on edibles, I did 2 chocolate brownies in Amsterdam, and I was in a sex show, and we were all together, and I started freaking out, and I was coughing on bubbles, but with mine it was just bubbles, and people were you're frothing at the mouth.
From that,
just low key. You're
yeah.
It was interesting that you said a bubble, so it was one massive bubble.
It just felt like there was something that's
Yeah.
and I was like, do I need to throw up? I was like, what the fuck? And then just didn't throw up or anything like that. I was just like, oh, what is going on? This is so different. I'm fucked. And then for some reason, I was just I kept on smoking weed, kept on going back. I was like, oh, I'm never doing that again. That was fucked.
And then you were back.
And then, so then
and
I
then
just...
Did the bubble, not happen so often?
That was the only time it ever happened. Yeah, it was I was
So
tripping.
that's
If I was gonna say, now that I've tripped and shit. Yeah. So I'd say it was almost like a trip, but I didn't know what it was at the time. I was just full on, just I wasn't part of my own consciousness. I was in this bubble inside of me. Yeah. And
did you enjoy it though? Or you just freaked out?
At the time, no. Would I go back there? It's an experience. People if because we're touched on a bit about tripping. When you're on a trip, when you have bad trips. All bad trips eventually lead to being good in hindsight of I needed that. So Or
Less
some bad
shit,
trips can
yeah.
be probably like actual bad trips when bad actual real life things happen. But if it's just mentally, it usually brings up stuff that you probably need to deal with.
So it
But-
doesn't make you run away. It just brings it up in
Brings up
enhances
shit
it?
that you haven't dealt with. Yeah, in a way, it's sort of like almost like a movie. You're like watching a movie, and it's like, that's relating to
I
me
think it's
somehow.
also important to touch on the fact that, like, you know, you can be having a trip and you can be conscious and you can have that kind of train of thought, but there's also people out there who might be a bit more susceptible to, like, being a bit more paranoid than usual. So when they go on a
Next
bad
level.
trip, like, they end up running into traffic or...
I've seen that.
But I would say, to me, it's not so common with weed so much.
Yeah, with weed, very much
No.
not so. Yeah, sorry, I'm talking more about like mushies
Yeah.
and acid, and I was just saying, obviously, for the first time, in hindsight, after doing all these other things, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
But yeah, then kept on getting high, and then it was just like, I guess, felt maybe like,
It is very much a community.
yeah. So it was just something to do, and I was just doing random stuff. So I had about a year of just getting high. I'd go. I think I was a bartender back then, or might have also been doing some outdoor ed, just doing like day stuff. But it was very like I wasn't working too much. I feel. And yeah, so it's like I was finding myself, I guess, and just getting. Yeah, just high with new mates, new experiences, meeting new people.
Was it like a domino effect? Like one person would smoke and be like, oh, I'll try that. And it just goes on and on and on.
And you try different types of weed. Like when I was in Vancouver, it was very much like a culture, and like 420 was such a big thing with festivals and all that kind of stuff. And you try all different types of weed. They got so many different types of edibles, and it's very much a community kind of thing.
Oh, I can try this.
Ooh,
yeah.
This is what I've got today.
Back then, I would say no. It was just like just me, 3 other mates, another new mate. So two new dudes introduced to weed with 2 dudes that had been smoking weed for like maybe 1 or 2 years. And so back in the day, I used to be like pretty much like straight edge. So like I didn't really like drinking. I thought drinking was stupid. I didn't understand why people like got drunk. I'm just like, it's just like people just trying to get fucked up at the club and go home with someone that night or something. I'm like, I'm like, well, okay, but here I am drinking with my friends to go along with this stuff. I'll spend my money and yay, wow, what an amazing time. It just didn't appeal to me, but it's just like, it was just a thing that people did. I was like, this seems stupid. And then,
do you find that everyone just ends up asleep?
On weed?
That's what happened to me.
It's just kind of just like,
I feel
sometimes it's just not, to me, sometimes it's just not as fun sometimes, like, because you have the high, you have that, like, good high, then it's the
there's amounts.
And then it's just like, oh, yeah.
You got to do the right dosage.
Yeah.
So,
here we go. Okay.
So,
the recipe. Tell us.
At the start, when I used to get high, I guess because it was new and I was still like, I don't know, not knowing how much I was having, and would still do something. So someone, maybe my brain was like, something new, yeah, we're doing something new, and I'd go along and do that. Later on in my like getting high, I guess history, it would be depending on how many cones I'd have, and then I'd just like pretty much just be asleep on the couch and be like, well, I can't really be stuffed to do anything unless if there's an intention. So it depends on what the intention was before then. Like if I'm just getting high, I know I'm just going to be just going to get passed out on the couch, and that is already set in stone. And if anyone's trying to bring me out of that, I'm like, you're going to have to give me something, like a good reason to get me out of that state. So
did you like start off with 1 cone, and then as you went along, did you, that's not doing anything for me, so I'll just keep going?
Nothing like that. It was just like, it was literally because I was with other people and they would give me the amounts, so I didn't even know how much I was having. And they would, like, back then it just seemed like they were packing. Oh well, not in that point in time, but in hindsight, like, they were packing and just wanting to get you fucked up. So because obviously it's like, it's a new experience and they want you to really feel it.
Do you think it's one of those things where you can get addicted to weed?
I find...
Or not so much?
Well, so for instance, like last year I went 5 months without smoking weed.
Remember you were...
Yeah, so last year I did a sober thing. It lasted 5 months.
That was the last time we was on the podcast.
And then this year I've started again. So I don't like... For me personally, I don't find it like an addictive thing. It's just a thing like... I was having a chat with some other fellas about it last night. It's like, it's just like if you buy some, you've got some there, and it's like you buy just say a bag or an ounce, whatever, and then like with the intention of just smoking a little bit, but then you just like, oh, what's there? And because you're high, it's just like that. Oh, why not? It's like this almost voice in your head of like, why not? But like you've still got that consciousness of like I shouldn't, and if you put that in place. One more drink or something like that. Yeah, it's just like the convincing mate that gets you to do like stuff for their own agenda. That's how. Yeah, I guess I feel. I don't find it addictive. I see other people who maybe that's their crutch in life of like
I can't
this
deal
is
with
the
this,
thing
so
I
therefore-
need, or other people have their thing. This is my thing, and that's cool. Like I'm just like cool. Like I'd definitely probably smoke weed again. I'd probably prefer to just do more edibles, if anything like that. More just for lungs. I'm just like thinking I'm getting older, health and stuff like that.
The big 3-0, right?
Big 3-0, yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, Saturn return. Here we come.
What are you doing?
We'll chatting to your parents about this.
We went
Or and Jess, or were we all there? Yeah,
Yeah.
Shindig.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Shindig.
Yeah. People ask me, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know.
When
I
is
never
it?
know.
You've got to start the
March.
season.
Oh, it's
So
March.
pretty much like.
Shit, yeah, that's
almost
even
past
before
the
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That'll fly by.
anyway,
Stay tuned.
yeah, turning 30. Yeah, guys, get me presents. Just send it. Like, send it to the James and Jess half hour, and then he can send it on to me. Or you can send it
What
to
do you
me direct.
want?
Yeah.
Whew, I made a list actually. I'll read it out to you if anyone's listening. So
Oh, you mean legit? Shit, yeah, he's full on.
yeah,
Logging
no,
into his
because my
phone.
mum asked me. She was like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Oh, I
Oh,
don't
wow,
know."
you actually did write a list.
All right, so I want some pixel poi. So Ignis, if you want to give me some of your poi, but they're like $3,000. I'm like for some like because I want the highest quality stuff.
Yeah.
But
You're
they've got,
professional now.
but they want, but they have stuff for like for 800, and it's all in. I think it's Russia or something like that. So European or US or have to convert the dollars. Poi in general, I just love poi. I just bought 4 sets of poi. I bought 3 sets of poi. I was going to buy an extra 2, so I was going to have 5.
Yeah, you really got down to the base of it.
Let's show people on YouTube. See?
You
can't see
it.
I just,
But there's a full-on list that goes,
yeah. So recently thought about getting a vasectomy, so that's on the list.
Didn't expect that.
Well, yeah, I didn't expect that either, but then it just like crashed down like housemate, but then also a mate that I saw when I was up in Castle, Maine. He put the scare on me on like being with certain individuals who would just talk shit and then try and have a baby. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to get in a situation where I've got a kid, which like I did.
But what happens if one day you want one?
Then you
just
can
get a reversal.
reversal.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Just have no idea.
And there still is the chance if you get a vasectomy, you still can get someone pregnant. So it's just minimizing it. Another one was just money. I'm like, well, people can just give me money if they just want to give me money. A microphone. So I want to get a mic.
It's like on our list, isn't it? Your list, my list.
Yeah.
Some tattoos. So I was like, that'd go under money for tattoos, but I don't even know. Like, I've got ideas, but not like concrete ideas of like, this is what I definitely want. I've got like
some ideas.
Zelda theme, Kid Cudi theme.
Oh, yeah. I can see you with Zelda.
Yeah. So I was supposed to do like a Kid Cudi. I've only got the man day and night. Stick and poke on my foot. So I was like, I'll have an arm, and then like I was gonna like have another one come up. I forget what the other one was gonna be.
Would it be colour? Would it be just? Don't know.
No,
Whatever money he gets.
Not dependent on the money. It's just dependent. Like I'll wait to get something properly done. But it's just like I've got to know what I want. I don't know what exactly I want. It's like I need someone to show me. So if you can show me like some ideas, and I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, no, that's the one. Like, once it's switched on, then it's like done. It's like, that's how it works. It's like, yeah, that's it. That's what we want. Sort of like 1,200 marks, the band, or like the artist, did 1,200 marks of acid and then created that's how you created his music. From what my understanding, I may be wrong. Anyone listening to this that listens to 1,200 marks and knows more of that story, that was the story that was told to me.
Is it true? Is it not? Tell us.
Yeah, tell us.
James and Jess's
and
halfhour@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Water filter. Or I might want
A water
I've
filter.
already got a water filter, so it might be water filter replacement because you got to replace it every year. Or it could be someone's getting me onto what's it, the distilled water. So like a really fucking solid distilled water thing, because they were saying that was, I don't know, it's like, you know how everyone's got their knowledge base, and it's like trying to like, okay, so obviously this could be good, this could be good, they could both be good. Is there a supreme one? Obviously everyone, like there's going to be people who think, oh no, mine is supreme, mine is the best thing. So just trying to filter all that. Yeah, filter that shit through the water filter. Fun. Car manual. Oh, that's just a cheap thing. Just renewing my car manual for my Toyota Corolla. I've got a yearly subscription at the moment. I planned on learning more about it. I've still not really done anything with it. I wrote notes. I wrote things that...
Is this like for insurance?
No, this... Insurance?
No, I'm joking. That's my job. That's my job at work. In an unknown location.
Unknown location, yeah.
Because we're not revealing where we work.
Yeah. So sound system for car. I was like, eventually the sound system for a car, that would be nice. Speakers, so studio monitor speakers. So I need to replace them. I've got some Rocket 5s at the moment. One's busted. So I want to get maybe 2 Rocket 6s, or like if someone can like give me an idea of what else to use, like new monitor speakers which are better than the Rockets, but they're pretty, like I've got one, I'm just using one at the moment, and that's still sounding quite boss. And then probably get the bass with it, the sub, sorry.
What's your
favorite? Oh, I got to vaccinate my cat. And get that thing. Alright, so we just need to pull up that. If I put my head down.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm going to look like you like this for
about 15 minutes.
Yeah, for about 15 minutes. Alright, let's get back on.
No, but that's really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, if anyone wants to contribute,
so
you know where to come.
3-0. Or do I do it like that?
Yeah. There we go.
So what's been your best experience on lead?
My best experience?
I find about your best. What's been your best? Like, oh my god,
man,
Unexpected?
Oh, actually, okay, no, definitely. I reckon early days. I just remember when we were like checking out houses, like at house inspections, and we were just playing hide and seek in the house inspections, just high as fuck, and it was just such fun and pure and innocent. I was just like, oh, that is so. I sometimes think about that.
That's cute.
But then I don't know. Yeah, that's the standout.
Childhood. So you reckon like when you do weed, it brings you back to childhood?
No.
It's just like you've got problems and just running around.
No. That was just that one time when I'm just like, I haven't done anything stupid like this in ages. I'm like, this is fun as, and I'm just like, and it's just like, oh my god, there's people, like, you know, other people coming in. It's like, am I going to get kicked out? Like, maybe that's a little part of the paranoid part of your brain of like being like, oh, should I be doing this? Or should I be doing this? Doesn't matter. Do they care? I don't know. And in an insecure state, which I sort of like. Yeah.
You like an insecure state.
Yeah. But like a fun, insecure state where you're just like, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going to happen. People like, for some reason, people like that. I guess you feel aliveness in there.
Is it more potent when you smoke from a bong than it is from a cone?
Bong, cone, same thing.
Really?
Yeah, bong and a cone is the same
bong,
thing. A joint.
Cone, bug. So
what do you like?
A joint. I think that was the actual term I was using.
Yeah. Joint.
Joint
sounded like
and bong.
Sounded like cone, but it was like joint. Yeah. So
what's your favorite way to have it, Jess?
I prefer bongs.
Oh, yeah.
Preferably like joints, like
your own bong rather than someone else's bong.
Oh no, we share bong. I probably
a bit more community.
COVID. Did
everyone have their own for COVID?
No, we shared it.
That's always the case though.
Like, because it's the one bong. Like, I think there's been other bongs there, but it's just like once you got like this, it's sort of like, you know, your trusted like coffee mug or whatever like that. It becomes the bong. So if you make association with it, you're like, hey.
No,
yeah, and it's good. Like you have that one that just it pulls the right way, and then you just clean it when it's like, you know when to clean it.
Don't have the bong water.
Yeah, don't fill up the water too much.
Yeah.
So and you'll be all sweet. Joints, blunts, spliffs.
What's your
for their time, like in a time and place. But like when I'm getting high, it's usually like I want to get that hit. To an amount. So then you got your cone piece. So that depends as well, like how much is in your cone piece.
Mm-hmm.
How much your cone piece can fit. I don't do big cones compared to my other friends. But then there's a lot of people who I'll like look at their cones and I'll be like, that's nothing. Like, what? How? You get high from that? So, and that's how like my friends would see me who smoke bigger cones. Just like, he doesn't smoke. Like, yeah.
What are your thoughts
Yeah.
on like using it for medicinal purposes? Can you understand how that would help?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's why people do smoke. Like, people are just like, oh, I've got anxiety, I've got all these issues, I need the smoke. I need to smoke just to chill myself out. My brain's going off too much. Yeah, that's the main reason why I see people smoking, and then I guess it sort of becomes recreate. It's like both. Like a friend, the best way one of my friends would say it, I'm like, hey man, do you like get high? I think I asked him a question about getting high for a certain occasion, and he's like, man, I get high when I'm happy, I get high when I'm sad, I get high whenever. I just get high, man. Like, it's good for any occasion. It makes any occasion better. So if I'm happy, I'm going to be happier. If I'm sad, it's going to help with my sadness. It's like, yeah.
Isn't it worrying though that you're using something other than yourself to be happy? To play the devil's advocate for people that don't believe that you should use it for medicinal purposes?
So yeah, you could have that, like, but if we're going with mental health, I feel that's a definitely more mental health base. Then yeah, you could be shadowing something. Maybe you need to shadow it. Maybe you've had a fucking shitload of trauma, and that's the only way for you to cope in life, for you to not do something more fucked up. That may be the reason why. So you like each person has. Well, I'm guessing a lot of people have vices. Some people can just get through life and just not do anything, and that's how they're chill, depending on their life experiences around drugs. So people are going to do what they're going to do. Their environment is going to shape them into the person they're going to be. Obviously, they get to make that choice in that environment on which way they go, or if they change their environment, or if they even have an influence on the environment around them, depending on that individual. But for other, like, actual, I guess, more physical stuff, or I feel like there's been articles, there's science backing it. So for medicinal, as in to heal, as long as you're, I guess, knowing what you're getting, probably going to a doctor, because you can get it, but you're getting it prescribed. Obviously over in the States, they've got it a lot more. Like, they got all their different types of strains for different things. Like, it's legal over there. So
we're not legal over here, are we?
Not legal over here yet. There's been lots of talks of, like, I guess, decriminalization and, like, moving towards that direction, and a lot of people are waiting for when it does become legal, so then they can properly open up and not have to do stuff. So there's like, Australia's ready, they're waiting, they're just like, I guess it's the people at the forefront making those changes happen in our government system. Yeah, so it's just like, it's just a little bit of piece of paper where there's like, oh, no. The people that hold, I guess, the power, and then there's the people at the top, because it's like, if we're starting to talk about drugs, like, it's not government, it's people above the government who control all of that. So it's like,
you get the figureheads. And
you got the figureheads, and it's like, it's money, and it's controlling how everything is. So it just say, I'm a drug dealer, and I rely on this, and I don't want, the government to then make it legal, because then that affects my business. And if I have enough power and influence, then that's going to, affect the way things turn.
Yeah.
Like, the reason, one of what was it, Reefer Madness? It was just because of, like, I think paper and because hemp and shit. You can go into that, because we'll probably go. You can go research that stuff yourself. So Reefer Madness. Also check out Chasing the Scream. That's going to go over more other drug-related stuff. Shitload more other information out there if you want to look into it. It's as into history of why things are legal, why things are illegal. As obviously, as we're seeing through this year and the corruption that has come up. Then that's going to come up to the surface. You got people, investors, you got stakeholders to deal with.
It's quite interesting because, like, in Vancouver, they had shops already established everywhere. The cops just turned a blind eye. People smoke in the streets.
They had that in Italy too. I saw it. Yeah.
It's just very much more accepted in the culture.
Depends on the culture. Yeah.
Already before
It's
it was
legal.
legalized.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of weird because I remember being over there being like, it's not legal,
Yeah.
but it's not criminalized.
Yeah, because if you're a cop is a human too. He's just like, this doesn't sit right with me. I don't feel like I should book this person. Obviously, you're going to have people who are like, no, this is my job. This is what I do. So it's you can get it from. I understand why people like shit things happen to people, and it's just like just either that's their environment of like I've got to do my job. I've got to follow these books, and then there's the people who be like, man, are you serious? There's more important shit out in the world to deal with. Individual. Gonna use another word for that, but another skipped. All right, bring me back on track of what you want to talk about. Let's
you did
go
really
for that.
well. It was brilliant.
Excellent.
Again, we don't support nor deny.
Yeah.
Just sharing experiences.
Man, we could
Well,
talk
sharing
about this for
experiences.
days.
Yeah.
I can share. Can I share about my solid one experience?
Yeah, sure.
So Captain America came out. Me and my friends were like, okay, Jess, you have a car. We don't have a car, so let's go.
Yeah.
Smoked a joint, as you do, in the car park, because that's the classy joint where you go. And I was like, oh, I don't feel anything. What's the big hype?
And then you did?
No. I watched the credits. I was out.
Oh.
And then I woke up. And I'm like, oh, I didn't miss anything because the credits were still rolling. But that was the opening credits and then the end credits. So I missed the entire movie in between. And I'm like, why are you touching me? My friend was just like, Jess. I'm like, but the credits are on. They're like, no, it's the end credits. I'm like, no. But I didn't feel anything. I just fell asleep.
Yeah.
So for me, it does nothing.
That's all right. Our listeners are just...
What's that noise? It's
What's
Jesse.
that noise? Jesse.
I don't even know what it is. It's like a bar. It looks like a bar.
Yeah,
type
it's a
of thing.
bar.
What's in there? Are these drawers? No.
Imagine if the
This is
entire
the
thing
front.
just falls.
This is the front. Yeah, I keep
Yeah.
kicking the thing. It's just happened.
And then it just rocks.
And James keeps giving me this nudge of like, hey man, stop doing that.
I was
I
like,
do
I
that
can hear
too.
it. Just like the listeners are like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we've
It's
addressed
not
that. We've
transparent,
brought it up. There's transparency there, so you're like, now you know. But you have to listen to the
Yeah.
whole way through the podcast to get to this point to understand what that noise was. So yeah,
Because you were doing that at the start, weren't you?
yeah. Is that the start?
No shame.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, that was me.
That was funny.
That was me. And I was like, well, if it's not working, it's not working.
I
Or I wasn't doing it right. Who knows?
I remember we used to all like sit around in a circle in Vancouver on Struggle Street, and we used to all just be smoking weed. I didn't. I'd just be secondhand getting
Like,
and
the
just
secondhand
going,
smoke.
Happens, yeah.
And then we'll all just be like laughing.
Actually, that's a lie. One of our friends, I don't know if I should say his name.
No, don't say it.
I won't say his name. So Mr. Someone that we know, I was in his car once and he
Voldemort.
started, smoking. And I was just like, then I was getting high off his smoke, but it was like so potent that we couldn't even, he locked the doors.
I wonder who it was.
I wonder.
Yeah, no, don't tell it. I want to figure it out and then just call in, and then you just feel like, well,
I wonder
we'll
if he
never know.
remembers. But yeah, if you're listening to this, it's probably ringing a few bells. But yeah, I was in that car.
I
got out of that
this.
car.
He'd be like,
Yeah.
he'd be a stone and be like,
What?
did that happen?
Yeah.
Did it?
Did that happen? Like, that's a while back.
That was literally like 10 years ago.
someone
but
in
I
there.
remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Did
But
leave
open
my
the-
coffee mug there.
I remember opening the door and going, it's like I never breathed air before in my life.
It's quite funny when you're getting it secondhand.
Yeah.
I'm a lightweight when it comes to weed.
Yeah, I'd say I'm still a lightweight. I personally love shrooms. Acid, I've sort of like I've got nothing wrong with acid. Like it's chill. I just have more gone more sort of natural.
Organic.
Organic.
Organic
Drinking. Like if I haven't drunk in ages, it surprises me because I just drink and be like, oh, I'm fine. And then I just remember last year when I drank for the first time, and I completely just blacked out some of the night. And it was luckily I was just at a family thing, but like just naked on the floor pretty much. I was just with a towel on me in the middle of winter. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, that's the end of the show, is it?
Yeah.
Or it just froze.
No, this always happens. So people, normally when we're filming, it just freezes and then it starts again.
Yeah.
That's how iMovie seems to work on my computer.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's okay.
yeah.
You're still recording. See that it's still going.
Will they see it moving or it's still
Yeah.
frozen?
Yeah, yes, they'll be able to see all of this.
Oh, nice.
All of
Sweet.
this.
Right, sweet.
Yeah.
So it's
Right,
frozen
okay.
for me, but it is not frozen for you. And this is almost the half an hour. Do you go over half hour? Or?
Yeah, sometimes we did.
Not really.
Like 35.
Not really.
Yeah.
Well, what else do you want to talk about, Jesse? You got 30
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
I got
Go.
nothing to talk about. It's just
So weed.
weed. It's green. It's good.
Smoke it, cook it,
Smoke
bake
it, cook it, bake it. Put it in lollies. Yummy stuff. Don't give it to anyone. I reckon wait until someone... Don't have it if you're under 21. Maybe even under 25. Like, your brain still needs to develop. So that's...
I kind of reckon that's...
So-
Because we know
good
people
advice.
that have gone on the spectrum
Mm.
for starting at an early age.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would... That's something... That's everything across the board. Don't do anything
Yeah, alcohol is
until,
fine.
like, 25. If you can. Like, you're going to be good
Develop
for your... Just for your brain. Like, wait for it to develop. Like... Completely,
Don't
and
do it
obviously,
at
when you're young and impressionable, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. But like, try and
Hold
hold off if you can. It's hard work out there.
Thanks,
All right.
Jesse, for
Thanks,
coming on.
Jesse.
We'll see you again in like another 6 months, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
2 years.
No, your birthday.
Yeah, you have to come for like a birthday episode.
We're doing a James and Jesse's birthday episode.
Okay.
Sure thing. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Alright.
No pressure.
You guys can come. Depending on
Free
who's on
world
there.
can come, yeah.
You guys can come via Zoom.
Okay.
Via Zoom. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'll be. So
Yeah.
just via Zoom. COVID 1.5 elbows mask. Yeah. But if we're outdoors, well, it depends on what our government's doing, what's going on. If we keep our shit under control, which it looks like we are.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
keep it that way. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Like, subscribe,
yeah.
comment. Tell us what you want to hear. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Instagram as well. We're on Instagram. Catch you later.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Should have promoted this.